Hey everyone, me again. Today I'm doing another eyeshadow palette review for you, and in today's video we're going to be having a look at this beautiful palette from Revolution. This is their Reloaded Velvet Rose palette. This costs £4 and contains 15 shades. Personally, I think that is incredible value for money considering the amount of shades you get, considering how big the pans are as well. And yes, the packaging is incredibly basic. There's no mirror, it's literally just a lid like this. But I think for the price I can definitely forgive that. You get a mix of chocolatey matte colours, you get some shimmery golds and some nice cool tones in there as well. Apparently this is a dupe of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam eyeshadow palette, so I don't really know how much credit Revolution can get for the colour story, but I like it nevertheless. There are a couple of duds in the palette. There are always duds in every eyeshadow palette you get. The two gold shimmers at either end of the palette don't really apply that well, and you might be able to see in the close-up that I've really dug into this gold shade to try and make it work, but the formula just doesn't want to do anything. Also, the lighter shade here, I find that it doesn't really show up on me, but that might be because it is the exact same shade as my skin tone. The two shimmer shades in the middle of the palette here are absolutely stunning. They are so pigmented, they are so metallic. I also really like this gold shade right here as well. This is a really unique texture, and I think it's actually a new formula that Revolution have tried out. It feels almost wet when you touch it, and then when you swatch it with your finger, it is incredibly intense. I will say though that I personally only like to apply it with my finger. When I go in with a brush, it doesn't quite come out with that same intensity and just beautiful colour and glitteriness. But the vast majority of the shades are absolutely beautiful. They are really pigmented, they blend really well, and I always really love how my makeup turns out whenever I use this palette. I also filmed myself applying the eyeshadow look that I'm wearing right now so that you can see exactly how they apply. So I'm just going to come a little bit closer and show you how I did this. No one told me when I started my YouTube channel that I would develop this irrational hatred of the sun, but here we are. I have been trying to set up this shot for ages, and the sun just keeps changing its mind on whether it wants to shine or be behind a cloud or what. Hashtag YouTuber problems. Anyway, if the lighting is really inconsistent in this video, that's why. But on with the makeup. As always, I've primed my eyes using the Maybelline Colour Tattoo in Creme de Nude, and I've set that into place with the Primark rice powder. Today we are going to be playing with this. There are so many beautiful shades in this palette, and I kind of feel like I'm spoilt for choice. But just to start off with, I'm going to take a fluffy brush and this matte peachy shade here. Remember to tap off any excess when you use this palette. It is very pigmented, but it does have quite a bit of fallout. For the price, I'm not that bothered though. And I'm just going to slap this on the lid and in the crease. Anyway, now I'm going to start building up some brown tones and a bit of depth in the eye. So I'm going to use this salted caramel colour down here, tapping off again. And I'm just going to try and define this kind of outer V of my eye. And just really blending it into the orange colour I laid down before. That last shade was a little bit more pigmented than I thought it was going to be, so I'm just taking a massive, clean, fluffy brush and I'm just going to carefully kind of blend everything out. I'm just going to warm up and deepen the crease with this orangey brown shade at the bottom. I'm starting out by applying the colour quite precisely, but then kind of running the brush back and forth to blend it out a bit. I'm also going to use that same matte shade just to smoke out my lower lash line. I'm just going to use this shade right here to deepen things up even more. So the first shimmery shade I'm going to use is this one, and in the pan it kind of looks like a sort of deep purpley colour, and I guess it is that colour, but also it does have a little bit of brown to it. Like when you swatch it, it does look a lot more brown. Anyway, I'm just going to put this on the outer part of the lid. I absolutely love this shade, it's so beautiful. And then before I put the shade all over the lid, I do just want to take a little bit of the dark kind of wine brown colour here and just deepen the crease one last time. And then just blend and blend and blend. Now I'm just going to pack on the pink shade in the middle all over the lid, and I'm just using a flat brush to do this so that I can really pack on the colour. You could do this as a cut crease if you really wanted it to make an impact, but I quite like it a bit more smoky like this. I'm taking this 2/3 of the way along the lid. And I'm just very, very carefully applying that same pink shimmer shade to the lower lash line. And then to finish things off, I'm going to take the lightest shade in the palette, and I'm just going to use that as an inner corner and brow bone highlight. I finished off the look using the Primark eyeliner pen, and then I applied these lashes. I'll link them in the description box below. I found them on eBay, but I think they do have their own website as well. They're a lot more dramatic than I thought they would be, but I think it really goes with the look, and I'm kind of into it. And then on my lips, I'm wearing the Gosh lip liner in Antique Rose, and I've gone on top of that with the Revolution Soph Collab lipstick. This is in the shade Syrup. I think all in all, this palette is really, really good value for money. And I've been buying Revolution eyeshadows for years. You guys know, if you see any of my makeup hauls, I seem to buy a Revolution eyeshadow palette all the time. But this formula especially has really impressed me. I feel like their mattes have got so much better. I remember buying their iconic palettes when the brand first launched, and don't get me wrong, they were okay, but I did kind of have to dig into some of the shades to get them to perform, whereas this one was absolutely incredible right from the get-go. I really hope you guys found this helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here as well. I make new videos twice a week on Wednesday and Sunday, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!
I went to a club, right, and they had no baggy pants and no sneakers. That was wild. I didn't know what to think about that. Didn't know what to think about.